This narrative that Malik Willis is better than Shedeur Sanders, we just need to stop this. Okay, I understand the anyone but Shedeur narrative in Cleveland media needs to persist. They need something to talk about. It's silly season, but this is just beyond silly. Okay, and 6 starts over 4 seasons. Let me specify that again. Malik Willis, a career backup, has only had 6 starts. But these jokers in Cleveland media, they want to spend upwards of $35 million. That might be what it costs to get Malik Willis. $35 million. Are you serious? Are you crazy? They didn't even want to pay Baker Mayfield that amount, but they want to pay Malik Willis. You see how these media members, they just don't make any sense. These Jason Lloyds and Adam the Bull and Zach Jackson on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I stopped watching that show, but I just did watch a clip of it. I didn't watch the entire show. I'm not investing any time in Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show anymore because they're just spreading propaganda against Shedeur. It's an anyone but Shedeur narrative. So I implore you, if you're a Shedeur fan, really not to watch that show anymore because they have shown some explicit biases against Shedeur, and it's just like it's weird energy because Shedeur ended the year as QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. I don't recall Malik Willis ending the year as QB1 for the Green Bay Packers. That was Jordan Love. So it's just weird that they want to bring somebody in that has less starts than Shedeur got this season. He has less starts than Shedeur in his career. He has less yards starting in those 6 games than Shedeur has in just 1 season of action. And mind you, Shedeur Sanders was QB4 one time on the Cleveland Browns roster, worked his way all the way up to QB1. All right, what has Malik Willis done in his career? Okay, y'all are basing an irrational decision off of 1 game that Malik Willis had in prime time against the Green Bay Packers, against the Todd Monken. Todd Monken was on the other sideline with the Ravens. Mind you, back in the day when the Seattle Seahawks, they signed Matt Flynn, this is a very cautionary tale. It's funny that Matt Flynn played a great game with the Green Bay Packers. It's almost like the Green Bay Packers have a great system in place that makes quarterbacks look good. That doesn't mean that translates to everywhere else. We saw this clear as day with Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn played the last game of the year. Seattle gave him a bunch of money. And you know what ended up happening? Russell Wilson, they picked him in the 3rd round. He ended up starting, and they won a Super Bowl with him. Should have won another one with him. So that's a cautionary tale right there. I don't want my Cleveland Browns to be the Seahawks, overpaying for a quarterback that's not really that talented. Like, what are we really doing here? Like, seriously, y'all say y'all are the same people in Cleveland media that were subscribing to, hey, let's sit Shedeur out for an entire season. Now y'all want to bring in somebody else so that he's never going to see the field. It's just weird. Just come out and say y'all don't want to have Shedeur Sanders play quarterback at all for the Cleveland Browns. I respect that opinion more so than this uber passive aggressive way of going about talking about Shedeur Sanders. Just say, hey, I think Malik Willis is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. Just come out and say it. Don't be toe tapping. Don't be dancing all around the subject. If you think that Malik Willis is better than Shedeur, put it on wax. I'll put it on tape right now. I don't think Malik Willis is better than Shedeur Sanders. Boom. It's not hard to say. It's not hard to stand on something. These people in Cleveland media, they can't stand on anything. That's why they're a joke. They're a joke. Nobody takes them serious because they say silly narratives, especially the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I mean, I was a fan of that show, but now I'm not a fan of that show because they're just bringing up silly topics in silly season. Talking about Malik Willis. Y'all really going to spend up to $35 million on Malik Willis? And he has, what has he proven in the NFL? You're willing to spend that money on a maybe, but are not willing to write it out with Shedeur that would only cost you a little bit more than $1 million. That's, imagine the return on investment if Shedeur goes out and balls out this year, which I think he will under Todd Monken's offense. So you're willing to spend upwards of $35 million on a quarterback that might not be better than Shedeur, and I think it's not better than Shedeur. If he was so much better than Shedeur, how come he's not starting anywhere? He's not starting anywhere. He could have started in Tennessee. They saw enough of him at Tennessee. They was like, nah, we're going to get Will Levis, who was a worse quarterback than Malik Willis. He didn't even show enough promise in Tennessee for them to believe in him for any amount of time. They went and got Will Levis, who's worse than him. So why would I, as a fan of the Cleveland Browns, want somebody in Cleveland that the Tennessee Titans, who are in a similar position as us, why would I want then for a team like Tennessee to go out and get another quarterback that's worse than Malik Willis after they got Malik Willis? They got Will Levis. Like, what are we doing here? Well, we should have signed Will Levis if that's y'all line of thinking. I'm just saying, man, like, on what planet is Malik Willis better than Shedeur? Like, seriously. In college, what y'all, he didn't put up the numbers that Shedeur did in college. He got drafted on his raw athletic ability. That doesn't translate to being an actually good quarterback in the NFL. Y'all are enamored with the new shiny toy in Cleveland media, and it's disgusting, frankly. Okay? He had one good game. His good game compared to Shedeur Sanders' good game. Shedeur threw for 364, had 4 touchdowns. Malik Willis in his good game, you're sure he had a great completion percentage. He only threw 1 touchdown that game. Okay? Shedeur accounted for 4 touchdowns. Malik Willis accounted for 1 touchdown. What are we talking about here? And Shedeur's ceiling is so much higher than Malik Willis. What are we talking about here? Malik Willis' ceiling is nowhere near the level of Shedeur Sanders. That's why I like Shedeur Sanders over Malik Willis. Malik Willis, you're hoping that you hit on somebody that's going into their 5th year. The Browns do not have the luxury to be gambling like you're in Vegas on a maybe with somebody that can cost up to $35 million. What are we talking about, Browns media? Or y'all lost y'all rabid mind talking about let's spend $30 million on top of the $80 million to the cap hit that you already have for Deshaun Watson. I mean, this is lunacy with Cleveland media. Absolute lunacy. Am I losing my mind? Am I tripping over here? Anyways, that's all I got on this one. KSK Sports rolling out. Like and subscribe. If you view this on Facebook, follow your boy. And yeah, help me get to 500 subs on YouTube. And, you know, I'm hemorrhaging followers on Facebook because they ain't like me talking about Michael Jordan. That was weird. That's out in right here, man. That was weird what he did with that. It was just weird, and that's all I'm gonna say about the issue. The situation was weird. Anyways, I'm rolling out. Peace.